The city was drowning in rain the night Ava crossed paths with him. She was running through the crowded streets, soaked to the bone, clutching her worn-out bag that held the last fragments of her shattered life, a resignation letter, a few unpaid bills, and a heart heavy with disappointment. The streetlights blurred through her tears as she reached the bus stop, shivering, alone, and unsure of where to go next. That was when a sleek black car stopped in front of her. The tinted window rolled down, revealing a man with eyes as cold as the storm outside, yet there was something behind them, a flicker of recognition, of concern. "You're going to get sick if you stay out here," he said in a deep, calm voice. Ava didn't reply. She didn't trust rich men in expensive suits who thought they could fix people's lives with money. But there was something about him, something familiar she couldn't place. The man stepped out, holding an umbrella over her head, his tailored suit now drenched. "Get in," he said firmly. "Please." She hesitated for a long second before she finally got into the car. The warmth hit her like a wave. She could smell faint cologne mixed with the scent of leather, calm, comforting, expensive. The man got back in and started driving. "You don't remember me, do you?" he asked softly. Ava turned to look at him, confused. "Should I?" The man smiled faintly, eyes on the road. "Years ago, when I was just another struggling intern at that cafe near the university, you helped me. You gave me your umbrella, even though you didn't have another one." Ava blinked, trying to remember. Then it hit her, that rainy afternoon years ago, when she'd met a quiet young man sitting in the corner, drenched, hungry, and too proud to ask for help. She'd bought him coffee and given him her umbrella, telling him, everyone needs a bit of kindness sometimes. Now he was sitting next to her, wearing a watch that cost more than her rent. When they arrived at a tall glass building that scraped the night sky, Ava's heart skipped a beat. "Where are we?" she asked. "My office," he replied simply. "I'm CEO of Blackwood Industries now. My name's Ethan." Ava stared at him, her eyes wide. She remembered that name, the shy boy who had once dreamed of making something big. Ethan opened the door and handed her a towel. "You look like you could use a break." Inside the office, everything screamed luxury, marble floors, panoramic windows, and the hum of power in the air. But what caught Ava's eye was a little boy sleeping on the couch, hugging a teddy bear. Ethan smiled softly at the sight. "That's Liam. My son." His tone softened instantly. "He's the reason I keep going." Ava couldn't help but smile too. "He's beautiful," she whispered. Ethan looked at her then, eyes warm but distant. "His mother passed away 3 years ago. Since then, it's just been us." That night, Ava told him everything, how she lost her job because she stood up against her corrupt manager, how her landlord had thrown her out, how she had nowhere left to go. Ethan listened quietly, hands clasped, eyes unreadable. When she finished, he simply said, "You saved me once, Ava. You didn't even know me, yet you gave me kindness. Now it's my turn to protect you." The words made her chest tighten. "You don't have to," she whispered. Ethan leaned forward, his voice low but firm. "I know. But I want to." He offered her a job, as Liam's caretaker, personal assistant, and part-time consultant for a new charity project he was launching. Ava hesitated, but the look in Liam's sleepy eyes melted her heart. She nodded. "All right. I'll do it." The days that followed changed everything. Ava moved into the guest wing of Ethan's luxurious home, a place that felt like another world. Mornings were filled with laughter as Liam grew attached to her, calling her Miss Sunshine. She taught him how to bake cookies, told him bedtime stories, and filled the quiet halls with warmth. Ethan would often watch from a distance, a faint smile tugging at his lips. He had built his empire from nothing, faced boardroom battles, and conquered markets, yet it was this woman and her gentle smile that disarmed him completely. But as Ava settled into her new life, shadows began to stir. Late-night calls from unknown numbers, strange letters addressed to Ethan, and the growing tension in his voice told her something wasn't right. One evening, as the rain returned, Ethan sat in his study, staring at an old photo, a younger version of him with his late wife. Ava quietly entered, placing a cup of coffee beside him. "You're hiding something," she said softly. Ethan looked up, startled. "It's nothing." She shook her head. "I may not be rich, but I'm not blind." "You're in trouble, aren't you?" Ethan sighed, the weight of his world pressing on his shoulders. Someone's trying to destroy my company, he admitted. They've been targeting people I care about. Ava frowned. So that's why you hired me, to keep me safe too? He nodded slowly. You once saved me from giving up on myself. I can't let anything happen to you now. Their eyes met in the dim light, the air thick with unspoken feelings. For the first time in years, Ethan felt something he thought he'd buried, hope. Ava reached out, resting her hand on his. You don't have to fight alone. That night, as thunder roared outside, a new bond was formed, one forged in kindness, trust, and something deeper neither dared name. And as Ethan watched her walk away down the corridor, he whispered to himself, you saved me once, Ava. But this time, I'll make sure no one ever hurts you again.